Aloha one, aloha all. Michael here. Today we're going to talk about time. How we spend our time, our perception of time. What is time really? And does time serve us, or do we use time? So, I was having a conversation with a couple friends yesterday, and one of them deals with anxiety. And I totally understand that because I have OCD. I've had many moments in my life where my anxiety level is just like through the roof. Sometimes I would allow for my thinking to put me into states of anxiety that were just like almost unbearable. And really, what happens with obsessive compulsive disorder, I don't care for that name because it's really not a disorder, it's simply a condition of thinking. And when we have an ability to think about our experiences from the perspective of a certain condition, we will better understand why people that also have that condition behave the way that they do. So, we are not here to control our emotions. All we really ever need to do is listen to our feelings. When we do that, what happens is we use all of our senses. If we ascertain the value of something by only using our sense of sight, and we're able to resonate with it and therefore see the beauty and the function. Let's say we're looking at a painting, and just by observing it, using our sense of sight, we can feel what the artist felt. Then we are appreciating art. If we use our sense of sight to observe an experience, let's say it's an interaction, and we're seeing two people interact, and we don't like what we see, we have a choice. We can either discontinue the observation, or we can continue to observe and use more of our senses. So, what is being said? Is there any other senses that you can employ? Is there an aroma to smell? Is there anything that you can taste? Maybe not, but you can at least ask yourself these questions. When you are observing reality, whatever form of energy is being transmitted, if it wants to be known, it will increase its intensity, and you may feel a certain sensation. And what's happening is you are simply receiving the light, and then you're going to convert the signal into its purest form, which is sound. So that's why I always talk about or recommend that we begin to feel things more. How do you feel about your day? How are you currently feeling about the state of affairs in the universe or here on Earth? And when you ask yourself that question and you're honest, again, you don't have to like every sensation or feeling. You simply have to feel however you're meant to feel. And then you can reorder your thoughts from a new menu. So What does all of this have to do with time? Well, when it comes to anxiety, typically we think of one thing, probably more so than anything else, and that is how things will play out over the course of a period of time. And we may also think about what other people think about us. So it's always there's always a time element involved, though. So if you're thinking about, oh gee, if I do this, then in a future moment people are going to think that, or if I do X, Y, and Z before a certain period of time elapses, then I will be okay. But if I don't accomplish X, Y, and Z within a set period of time that we give ourselves, and sometimes it's job related, then what happens is we say to ourselves, oh my gosh, if I don't do X, Y, and Z, things are going to be horrible. I'm going to be in pain. And you start thinking about what you believe will occur before it actually happens. So you're trying to predict the future. And you can plan for a future outcome. This is where you start with hope. So it's okay to have hope and wishes and desires and wants and needs. What you don't have to do is worry about the delivery system. The delivery system of the universe is feelings. Feelings transport the information in waves that will transform your state of being. So pay attention to however you are currently feeling. Don't worry about the time. Time is irrelevant. It doesn't mean that you cannot use time to your advantage. What it means is that you will find that there is only the present moment. It's basically one long, eternal now. So the past, it happened. It's done. The only thing you can change about the past is how you perceive it. If you understand that every experience is not only meant to occur, but is for your benefit, then you will be grateful for every experience, and you won't want to change anything about the experience other than how you perceive it. So you cannot change the events. You can change your perspective first. So you change your point of view, and then you focus your perception and basically reassess and reevaluate the information. And then you say, that was a wonderful experience. I learned this, or I learned that. And yeah, maybe it was painful. Don't worry about that. Don't live in shame. Don't live in regret. Don't have this thing of being remorseful or feel guilty. Just learn from that experience and then plan a future event where you can exercise your free will and become re-aware and reawakened of your abilities. And if you think about something before it actually happens too much, you will become frustrated, overwhelmed, anxious, and that will put stress on your body. So you don't even really need to do that, do you? All you really need to do ever is just breathe. Just breathe, just be, and enjoy the gifts of reality. These are the effects of your consciousness that you are creating. And I'll leave you with one other thing to ponder. God loves you all.